I'm living off campus and these guys come to my door and they're talking to me and something just seems off. So I go back to practice the next day and I'm like, these guys came to the door and talked to me. They wanted to talk about the Lord, but something just seemed off. And they looked at me and they went, Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses? I was like, I don't know. And the other guy goes, badges or no badges? I said, no badges. And they looked at each other and they go, JWs, right? And so they were like, Jehovah's Witnesses, and they told me about Jehovah's Witnesses, and I went to the library and I started devouring information about the Jehovah's Witnesses. So when they came back, I was loaded for bear. So I go back to practice the next day, and Max Moss and Brent Napton were my two teammates, and I told them, I was like, man, the guys came back. And they were like, what happened? I said, bro, I was so ready for them. I whooped them like a tied up goat. I mean, it was just, I was ready. I knew this and I knew that, and I was like, they'll never come back to my door. And then Brent looked at me and he said, what a pity. And he walked away. I could have punched him because I knew exactly what he meant. I won the argument, but I didn't win the man. Yet do it with gentleness and respect. And may it never be they don't hear you because you actually are sinful in your presentation. You actually are unkind, disingenuous. Because then all of a sudden, the rest of your argument loses its steam. The context of this passage is not how to stand over your opponents having vanquished them, but how in the midst of suffering and slander, we can always be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks us the reason for the hope that is in us.